Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be looking at something that I actually swore was a joke at first, until it actually happened. This is the first episode of, I'm not kidding this, the SpongeBob anime. For a while there's been a SpongeBob various intros, like, ooh, this is what it looked like in this JoJo style, this is what it looked like in second JoJo style. It's all JoJo SpongeBob, basically. And they're really cool. That's like, oh, that's nice. It would be really cool if they made an anime out of that. And then they did. This is on Narmak's channel, and holy crap, I haven't even seen it yet. But if this is half as good as the freaking anime intros, I'm already kind of blown away. This is... How do you even think of doing this? Do it. I'm blown away just on thinking about it, and I haven't even seen the thing yet. Yeah, so I'm just going to run right in. We're going to see what's going on and find out what the bloody heck we're about to get into. And yes, I am censoring myself because I am so shocked I'm doing that. Weird, I know. I don't usually do that. If you haven't already, there is a link to the original video down below. Make sure to hit up because why wouldn't you just do that? Fix it. Yeah, you did? Great! Because it'd be really weird if you were watching this and you hadn't watched the original first. That would be weird. I mean, it's not like I've ever watched an abridged and not watched the original first. What? I have no idea what we're talking about. Yeah. You guys know the deal. Link below. Let's get started.
A Narmak animation.
Ooh, I even said his name right. That never happens. Ooh, Sherlock, Sander, and Sikara? Oh, I've used that before to hire people for different projects.
Mr.
Krabs, are you alright?
SpongeBob.
Are they actually speaking of course, they're actually speaking Japanese. He's stronger than I've ever seen him. From destroying the restaurant. Oh. Squidward? Not the Krusty Krab. Secret formula. He even knew about the 5 pickled patty. Ooh, they have 5 pickles? Oh god, I'm hungry if that looks good. The Krabby Patty. Oh my god, they're being... Is this Plankton or... I thought it was Squidward for a second. Unless... he defeated Mr. Krabs. Back. Oh, no, Squidward was already sent out. Oh, god. Bubble Bass before he crushes the jellyfish fields. Oh, that's why it's called Bubble Bass Arc. Isn't that like... Oh, Bubble Bass. He's the guy from the original series. That sounds weird talking about SpongeBob. That was the really snobby critic, wasn't he? Watch me be completely wrong because it's been years since I've seen SpongeBob. Oh, God. I love the overacting on everything because it's the anime style, but it's also, I love SpongeBob with a deep, menacing voice. Krabs actually sounds pretty much like Krabs in my opinion, which is weird. The risks. It means he wasn't strong enough, like Krabs wasn't. Dude, also I love the super epic background music. Mr. Krabs, a monster with big, meaty claws. Oh. Anything for a quick buck. Oh my. They weren't lies? Oh. Damn. You alerted the truth. Ooh, there's the truth. Within the 5 pickle patty. The dark secrets. Everything to protect you, no matter the cost. I love this! This is awesome! Don't do anything reckless. Oh god, it's like all the tropes of the master not telling people for their own safety and... Oh god, they're actually... I don't think I recognize this one. Also, Gary with anime eyes singing. Something about that is just... Oh my god, is that a freaking... It's the worm! I like recognize so many of the things they're referencing in this. Oh yeah, there's the critic. SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy. God, is that Michael Boy and oh my god, it was ooh. Doodle Bob. Patrick and I don't know who that is. Sandy maybe. Oh wow. Okay. Apparently that's a thing here. Did SpongeBob just cut? He just cut that guy's arm off with a spatula. It's weird though, I haven't seen one running scene yet. I reckon it's a Ghost Captain, Plankton. Oh my god, and it's actually Doodlebump, yeah! How is it? It's like he's super doodly, but the face is hyper expressive for anime style. Oh god, Squidward just got his arms cut off. Why does Sandy only have one arm too? What is with everyone losing arms? And yeah, I realize that's a Kill Bill reference with that shirt. Pretty awesome actually. Oh my god. I'm actually pulling a blank on who that's supposed to be. Oh, is that the computer that Titan used? No. Oh my god. Steven Hilberg. Directed. Dedicated. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I thought for a second it said directed. It's like, oh, he's dedicated because he died. That's kind of a buzzkill. I mean, honestly, Narmak and everyone involved, thank you for dedicating this. For the full awesomeness I've already seen, thank you for dedicating this to Steven Hilberg. I know I'm mispronouncing his name. I do that to everyone. Even myself. Airier. Yeah, see? Can't get it right even if I try. And when I don't try. Which is probably the problem, but whatever. I forgot he was dead. Damn it. See, I was at home blowing bubbles during... Really? Why do I feel like that's a bit of innuendo there? Patrick and Sam... Why is he in a thought? Why does the tree have a breather? Why is there a tree? The boulder down there? Why are you fighting a rock? Oh god, Patrick with the... Oh my... Oh god, that's his voice? He is fighting for his honor. Oh my god! I was like, I knew they gave him the super, like, serious vibe with the sword and the thong. Still a little weird on that. The assless thong, I should point out. But it's just, it's freaking Patrick, man. Out of all the characters, just seeing Patrick being serious, smart, and deep voice is the weirdest. Which is weird because he actually has a pretty deep voice in the show too, but... I don't know why this hits me even more than SpongeBob being serious. It's because he's still drawn as like the big, flabby, funny starfish, but he's also got the super serious look. I don't know why, but that just... Oh, God. It just seems to be funny and yet also serious at the same time, and I love the combination. Protect what he holds dear by fighting a boulder. It's not a boulder, it's a rock. I make that reference. The power to... That little fish paste. Ooh, good choice. Powerful sea dwellers, I know. Ooh, you're sweating. Yet you both left him to die. I guess he said some nonsense about pride and honor. It's for oh, they made the F is for friendship! They made the reference! Why am I freaking out over that? Two sides of the same coin? Oh! So why did Freytons even me? Oh god, and it looks, both are extremely attractive. You could tell that scene right there with Sandy, right when they did that, someone had just finished watching One Punch Man. You know that's what that was a reference to. Prophecy about the ugly barnacle bringing about death to all. From that omen? They're way too beautiful. Oh my god. Is it a boulder at all? They made the reference! To think a weapon of the pioneers was just sitting here. It's a plot point and a reference. It's not a boulder, it's a rock. Okay, one, massive nostalgia trip for that line. Two, it's a plot point. Even better. I like when the actual reference has meaning. Oh. This may come in handy someday. Put it in your pocket. Squidward. SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, really? They're doing the midstream. God, at least they did the 2B. What? That's...
SpongeBob anime t-shirts and more.
You! I was actually freaked out for a second. Also, I might want that shirt. Actually, the black and white one. Might end up getting
Use
that.
the code High5
Code
for
H15. I remember that.
5%
I can't...
off.
The guy say something about the eyes, just like... Ooh.
More
When the
animations
drugs
like
hit.
this.
Yeah.
Take a little peek at this cool stuff.
Oh, what's that background
I
sound?
can hear his footsteps.
Footsteps?
I won't let him take me. Be gone.
I have questions. Oh God! They even...
リカルドスポンジボブこの富士壺頭なんでここに
Oh, so it was the critic. 2, that's the voice they went with Squidward? I don't know, I figured they were going super deep with everyone and they went with someone more medium pitched. I don't know the actual term. For Squidward? Oh, I'm kind of surprised about that. I thought they'd go for someone closer to like the really deep voice, like almost a New Jersey accent in Japanese. What does a New Jersey accent in Japanese sound like? Okinawan? Yeah. Oh, that is a lot of blood. Well, he still has his arms attached, unlike the... Yeah, but he was really fast.
リカルド取り戻していたのか
Take back the
やっ
formula.
ぱりリカルドは
Why is the formula in a needle?
なんで来たんだスポンジボブ俺たちじゃ叶うわけがない来るに決まってるだろなんで一人で戦おうとしたんだ
Facial expressions just
二
changed?
人だったら勝てたかもしれないじゃないか
We could have beaten him.
そしたら
And let you take all the glory like usual?
またお前に
God, actually, that sounds like Squidward. It actually does.
取られちまうだろうが何をしてもお前には
You're always
かなわ
better
な
than
かっ
me.
たコックとしても
Better fry cook, a better employee. To be fair,
毎月表
and
彰
always
さ
employee
れ
of the
る
month.
いつ
Yeah. I love how this is... Customers adore you. Your pay is...
Cute.
Oh, really?
俺より高い
I mean, he does
お
it
前
with the
は
word, but
毎
damn.
日仲間に囲まれてそれを外野から一人で眺め
It's like he's more mad at SpongeBob. God, yeah, this is definitely the anime friend who's about to go villain after this fight.
そんな俺でも
Calling it now.
一人であ
I
の野
couldn't
郎を
defeat
倒
Bubble
せた
Bass by myself and retrieve the secret formula.
レシピを
No idea why
Sorry,
Bubble
Moto
Bass wants the
said-
formula. That's weird.
カニの
I
野
thought it
郎
was Plankton doing it, but
2回
Mr. Krabs would finally recognize me. And give you a raise? No.
クラリネットも
Oh, the clarinet, yeah, because of... Oh, yeah.
何言ってんだイカルド友達なら僕がいるじゃないですか
I'm your friend.
クラリネットだったら怪我が治ったらすぐにでも
He not awake right now.
行く
And here's the heroic blue screen of death.
強く打ちすぎたかなプランクトンにやりすぎ
That-
るなって言われてたけど
Really? I mean, it's actually a fitting voice for this character. Like that annoying, really high-pitched voice that strains its words. Yeah, it's that voice. It's the guy who's speaking intentionally weird. I don't even know how to speak Japanese, but even I can tell he's attenuating his words in ways that are not meant to be. It's a common trope, actually, in a lot of different media formats for the guy who's supposed to be annoying and you really want to see punched in the face. Which is perfectly fitting for Bubble Bass. And I'm getting this out of an anime version of him. Oh, God. Plankton did say not to overdo it. Whatever. Oh, so 1, he is working for Plankton, and 2, Plankton said not to overdo it. That's actually more surprising to me.
まあいいか
Shit.
弱いくせ
That's
に
what's happening when
出しゃばる
we
から
try to get in my
そんなこと
way.
になるんだよ
You know, you can just break it.
長寿ってやつ
Krabs knows the formula.
間違って落としちまったレシピ
Because
が
I dropped it.
偶然あいつ
Well, to be fair, he did win
の
then.
ところに転がったから拾えたみたいなもんだし
It does mean he beat you.
お前も
Um,
いつも
did
準
he
備
just
ができ
eject
て
fry sauce into
って言
his
ってるみたいだ
veins?
けど
I mean, he is a
中まで死ぬ準備
sponge,
は
but-
できてなかったみたいだなお前だってもう気づいているんだろう
Deep down, you probably
ど
didn't
んな
realize.
に
No,
頑
no, no,
張って
no,
も
You'll
お
always
前はあ
be
の
that
時
prophetic
シークレ
fry
ットを
cook.
忘れて
Couldn't
逆
manage to
に
make
し
me
な
a
がら
Krabby
しまっ
Patty
た
with pickles.
救いよう
They're
のない
referencing...
国
Oh,
なんだよ
because he hid them under his
仲
tongue.
間一人救えないお前は名前をサクセスのやつから
From success to failure. It's such a stupid taunt. SpongeBob.
黙れ
What are they?
てんだよ
SpongeBob?
クソが
Oh, he has fry cook eyes. I know what I said, and I found it. Damn. Ow! Okay, one, he has bones. Two, I really didn't want to know that. I don't think that kid was told. Yeah, because he just got hyped on fry cook serum. I don't feel any more powerful than before. Because you're not a sponge. I feel like this is a reference to Evangelion with him walking to arms up. Imagine the entire syringe of secret formula. He is a sponge. He soaks it up. Dance of the Corals? Oh god, they're even... Really? He's even doing the names? And the... Oh god, they even appeared on the screen. That's such an 80s anime thing. Also, SpongeBob has blood. That's kind of cool. Okay, just a little thing right there. On the arm. Yeah, that's cool. I love how he even physically grabbed the cutout and pushed it down. That's just such a small little thing, but that's brilliant, man. You just get to see him actually interacting with the cutout. Just the character screen. It's a bit of meta humor right there. It's literally a throwaway scene. You barely, blink and you miss it. But I love that they did it. And he's been disarmed, just like in the intros. Judo chop. What I had? Maybe a hand up in life? Standing ovation, even? I'm having too much fun with this. Am I even it up? Is it the head or the other arm? It's the head. I feel like that's a reference. Oh, yeah, the blood everywhere. I almost felt like it's a Fist of the North Star reference, but I really don't think it is. Damn. And yeah. Such an anime thing right here. The hero who just breaks.
俺がなんだってこの不実ボタマ少し気絶してたから勝手に殺すんじゃねえ
Patrick's just sitting there like, yeah, I helped.
俺の脈とかも確認してなかった
No, he didn't.
いつも状況も整理せずに先走りやがっててめえがバカなのは初めから分かってたけどよ
No, he probably doesn't. Also, he just ate all the fry sauce. Oh, he's not bleeding. That's probably just the sauce that came out. Oh, God. I feel like this is a JoJo reference right there for some reason. Without me. Also, Mr. Krabs got really beat
Hi,
up
everyone.
in this one.
I hope you enjoyed 6 months of my life well spent on making the grandest animation my booty has ever grinded out. Those shirts that you saw in the video are actually real. I am selling some shirts and stickers
I will have to go grab
created
that.
by me.
I'm probably going to have to cut that out, but out of all the things I wanted to say about this, a lot of them had to get derailed when I saw that the ending credit included Mr. Krabs holding money and physically expressing his excitement. I guess he's a hard-shelled crab. That joke physically pained me. I am in physical pain. It hurts. I don't want to do that joke again. Yeah, I mean, that was great. I loved it. I loved all the references, all the shout-outs to different bits from the show. The music was really fitting. The voices were great. The translations at the bottom were just hilarious. And I just really love this. And even just Narmak in the end talking about how this was something he did over 6 months of his life. One, dude, more please. I'm not above begging or buying merch to support it because that was literally amazing. it showed two things I love. One, massive creativity on the part of every single person involved. It was great. The voicing was great. The music was great. The design was great. The animations were great. The fight scenes were actually interesting. And every single step of the way, it was a great shout out to different anime, different shows, different genres, different tropes and memes, and even some things that have become standardized to anime in general, but they're there, including running in the intro. It's just a thing. Oddly enough, they didn't do bread in the mouth. It just really didn't fit, but they can't get every standard trope all the time right away. But it also had so many shout-outs and callbacks to the actual SpongeBob TV show. I almost called it anime for a second. And you can tell that this is done with a lot of love and respect, including the dedication to Steven Hilberg. I know I'm butchering his name. I can't seem to get it right no matter what I do. But I love this. It's just, you can tell that this is someone who is a fan who put a lot of time and effort into this, and they succeeded tremendously. And I need to say, if you haven't already, or even if you have, there's a link to the original down below. Go hit it up again if you have already. Just watch it a few times, because this is truly good. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was things in the background I missed that were just interesting. Tiny little things. Like the point I mentioned where SpongeBob was in that red rage fury mode after the heroic blue screen of death. And again, I'm just listing off tropes right here that fit into this entire anime sequence. And when Bubble Bass was in the bottom corner reacting to SpongeBob being all, well, tough and jacked and roided out on secret formula, which I'm pretty sure he was actually bleeding the formula out at the end because he's a sponge. When you hit a sponge, it comes out. It actually makes sense. But when he was reacting to that, SpongeBob reached in and forced the cutout of Bubble Bass out of the screen. That's just a tiny little thing. Blink, you miss it. I even said this already, but it needs to be repeated because it shows such a level of creativity to have the thought process to go meta and not even point it out, just to do it in a little flash, just to add a transition of the character interacting with the transition screen, or the cutout screen in this case. It's brilliant, and I love it. And they didn't overdo it. It's just a tiny little thing. It was perfect. It didn't overstay its welcome. It just did what it needed to, and it was brilliant. And that's what I feel about this entire anime. And I am definitely calling it anime because it was done really well and the style fits. In the same way I would call Avatar: The Last Airbender an anime. Just doing it. Don't care what anyone says. Just doing it. And it was good. I know I've already mentioned this a few dozen times. But if you haven't, there's a link below to the original. Hit it up. This was great. And there's probably different little shout-outs you missed, because there's so many different lines and expressions that are probably to different things. And if you know any of the different references they made that I missed, tell me down below in the comments, because I'm actually curious to see how much more there was, because I saw so many. But there's definitely more, because this was just jam-packed with all the different shout-outs and references, and I love that. As you might understand, and this is very much something I probably didn't get across, I'm a fan of this episode. I know I hide it well with my suave indifference. Yes. All the same, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.